Well, hello there. Good evening. Whomever is watching this video, it's Nico. I'm back again after a month or so. And it's vinyl collection update time. Nothing too big, nothing too small, just a little stack of records I'd like to present to you. What you're listening to in the background is the second album by a band I have introduced before in one of my spotlight videos. It's the second album by Raw Material called Time Is from 1971. Fantastic progressive piece, originally released on the RCA Neon label, but this is a Nakama reissue because the originals are too expensive. A more developed sound compared to the previous efforts, a more straight up progressive rock, but a wonderful piece. If you're into that early 70s British progressive rock, this is something definitely worth checking out. So, next up, a VC staple, The Open Mind. I've shown my old copy in a previous video, but finally I managed to find a copy of the record store they released from 2018, I think. Yes. Limited to 1500 copies. Supervised by Richard Morton Jack, which I guess you all know about. This is bought directly from the man himself. Excellent garagey sounding pop rock, often classified as psych. I don't know about psych, but excellent. Comes with the single, the best track, Magic Potion, of course, and a poster inside. So if you haven't heard The Open Mind and their only album, do check it out. If you like that quirky late 60s garagey psych pop rock. Another band I've shown before, Judiths Treatment, fronted by Julian J. Savarin. They released only one album before the group disbanded, but Julian J. Savarin still had a recording contract and had written a sci-fi trilogy in book form and was set on recording and making the music for that trilogy. And this is the second album from that trilogy, called Waiters on the Dance from 1973. Excellent sounding sci-fi prog. Do check it out. This is a Gerson reissue. And speaking of reissue labels, Gerson is a label you definitely can trust for high quality pressings, high quality remastered sound, and heavy duty high quality covers. And always they come with a insert with a sort of biography of the band or the artist. So this is the second incarnation of Julian's Treatment, but with all new musicians except for Julian J. Savarin and the bass player. Wonderful Hammond drenched, mellotron drenched and guitar drenched prog with a sci-fi theme. Next up, another reissue of a near impossible original to find. Rufus Zufall's first album, Weiß der Teufel, White as the Devil, I believe that translates to in English. This is a high quality Goodwill reissue. The the same label which released it the first time around in 1970. I don't know if the camera picks that up. And well, Rufus Ufal, as you may understand, is another krautrock band. Excellent, early, proggy, slightly psychedelic sounding German band. A bit of flute on this one. If you are put off by flute, you are hereby warned. But this and their second album follows from 1971. Awesome, awesome, top-notch German krautrock, in my book anyway. Next up, I did a bit of trading with Dan from Dots and Loops. And man, he is a generous guy. A very, very generous guy. I just have to show you what he sent me. After Tea, a Dutch psychedelic / blues based band. This is their third album, I believe, often titled as Joint House Blues, and this is awesome progressive rock with blues. Well, the framework is blues and with lots of progressive elements. My favorite track off of this one, which I want you to go and check out, is You Got to Move Me. Go and check that one out. Definitely one for the hard and heavies out there. On the original red German Decca label, a German issue, it was released on another label in Netherlands. Another nice item he sent me was this US promo copy. See the promo sticker there of a Gravy Train's first album. Now I already have this on a UK Vertigo Swirl, but this is a nice addition for a collector head like me. A white label promo. I don't know about lighting, but here, nice white label, Polydor white label promo, which I guess wouldn't have found its way to these regions without Dots and Loops. So thank you, Dan. A couple of other cool items he sent me. I don't know if it was a Canadian or an American band, US band, sorry, but nice, hard and heavy blues rock with Privilege and their only, I believe, self-titled album. A really, really crisp, conditioned specimen he sent me on a T-neck label. Never heard about that. This is quite enjoyable. Not too expensive, I think, to find out there. So if you like that sort of late 60s heavy hard rock, hard blues rock, that's one to check out. And he sent me two massive ones. You all heard about this one. No need for an introduction. CAC. An original on Epic. A well-played and well-loved copy, but with lots of life in it still. So I'm so happy about getting that one. But the cream of the crop of what he sent me is one I've been searching for a long time, and that's hard to find here in Norway. The Power of Zeus. And the Gospel According to Zeus. Man, this is an awesome album. And I don't need to preach the word, you know this one. My favorite track by far is, of course, where the hell? The Death Trip. Last track on side 1. Wow. That's doomy and gloomy as hell. on the rare earth label. I don't know why or what Motown was thinking releasing those types of bands on their sub-label Rare Earth. They certainly didn't know how to market them anyway, but thank God they did. Excellent, so thank you Dan from Dots and Loops if you are watching. Excellent stuff you're sending and you are way too generous. A little VCLT from Ron at the Hogs Air Report. I haven't read too much about these, but Simply Saucer. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that this is a... sorry. Yes, a Canadian psych space rock prog rock band. Sounding pretty good. Low-key, lo-fi recording, but pretty cool if you like that Stooges-esque or MC5 meets Hawkwind or whatever you want to call it. A nice LP, Simply Saucer, Cyborgs Revisited. So a nice VCLT from Ron there. Plus he sent me another fantastic piece, an original first pressing of Love Forever Changes. Excellent. Well, here in Europe this would be an excellent for sure. Excellent cover, an excellent vinyl, sounds very good. These tended to crackle straight off the press, but this sounds very nice. So wow Ron, thank you so much. Now I have to get me an original of Love's first album, because Ron has already sent me a mono copy of Da Capo, and now this one, plus I have an original UK issue of For Sale. Well, the last piece Ron sent me was a nice Black Friday Record Store Day release. The Yardbirds, 10 Little Indians Drinking Muddy Waters. Such cool picture sleeve. I dig those 45s with a picture sleeve. So thank you Ron, excellent. I'm compiling a nice package for you, so don't worry, I'll get it to you before it's record melting time. Last up for this video is a Holy Grail of mine. A Holy Grail by none other than Ken Hensley. We all know he started the band The Gods, who released 2 albums, Genesis and To Samuel a Son, before disbanding. John Conas, I believe the guitar player's name was, split up and left for Canada with his wife. And then Ken Hensley started Toe Fat with, among Lee Kerslake and John Glasscock. And I can't remember the singer's name, but after one album he split from the group. And he recorded an Exploito album together with Brian Glasscock, John Glasscock and Lee Kerslake. But here they are credited as Ken Leslie and John Ledhen, John Glasscock, John Ledhen, Brian and Lee Poole, and Mike Rode on percussion. I don't know who that is. I'm of course talking about the Exploito one-album band Head Machine and their only album called Orgasm. I guess both the band name and the album title was thought of as a kind of shock value, aiming to sell records, which it of course didn't. It was released in, I believe, in Venezuela, France and Germany with a conch shell on the front cover. And I've read somewhere that conch was sort of slang for the female genitalia. This is the original UK release on the Major Mine label, and it's quite rare and sought after these days, so I'm very lucky to have it. This is a blend of hard and heavy early 70s rock. You can definitely hear pre-Uriah Heep moments on this one. Psychedelia and a bit of blues rock. So this is a mixed bag, but I do really enjoy this. This is a gem. And of course, after he joined Uriah Heep, he also found time to go to Germany and record an album with a band called Weed, which definitely is one to check out as well. Well, that's quick and simple. Thanks for watching. Do comments. I love the interaction. Could be slow sometimes answering the comments, but hey, you know, life gets in the way. I hope you are doing fine and that you are enjoying your evening or afternoon or morning whenever you are watching this one. Well, bye for now. See you later.